I'll go ahead. All right, so let's start off, everybody, with the foundation before I actually share my screen and we go through the mobile app training. The foundation being, what is XOI? Let's just start there. XOI at its core, everybody, is an on-the-job communication and productivity tool for your technicians. We enhance on-the-job communication to stakeholders, being your back office, fellow technicians, maybe the supply house, the primary stakeholder being the customer, right? So we enhance communication from a job to a stakeholder. It's very easy in the XOI application to capture job information and share it. You'll even see that you can automate a lot of the sharing. So the job is the most important part of a contractor's business. That is your product. You need to deliver the product, right? And so the job is very, very important. And that is where XOI focuses our application, is on the job. That moment in time, the technician's actually doing work. So the way we enhance communication is through these things called workflows. Well, what's a workflow? A workflow is a sequence of steps to capture information. It's a sequence of steps to capture information. Step one, step two, step three. And so as you go through these kind of standard workflows or standard processes, it leads to repeatable outcomes. You're not missing any information on the job. And with the Daikin program you all registered on, you have Daikin built workflows for Daikin, Goodman, and Amana equipment, specifically the side discharge units, but even maintenance and service calls. How you actually should be maintaining, servicing, and installing Daikin, Goodman, and Amana equipment. So these were built by the product specialists who actually build the Daikin, Goodman, Amana boxes. These workflows are all Daikin approved, and that is the resource that you guys have at your fingertips when it comes to these workflows. Now, you don't just have to use XOI for Daikin, Goodman, Amana equipment, everybody. You can use it for anybody. Daikin purchased all of the XOI licenses so that their dealers have access to use XOI on all manufacturers. So there are what we call universal workflows. You can use it for carriers, for Yorks, for trains, for whatever you want to use, anything outside the Daikin umbrella of brands. You can use XOI on every single job. So we're going to go through all of that. But that's what workflows do. They enhance communication. They ensure job information is captured on every single job. And so we also are a productivity tool. A lot of mundane things that technicians have to capture on a job, like model serial number. I have to write a work summary. These mundane activities, XOI can automate a lot of that stuff. So we have something that's called OCR, optical character recognition. Think of when you mobily deposit a check nowadays, what do? You take a picture of your check and it goes to your bank account, right? That's OCR technology, everybody. It's the same exact technology XOI leverages. We just use it for mechanical equipment data plates. Manufacturer, model, serial number. A technician takes a picture. That's all they do. So we are building your asset universe, building this nice database of equipment assets. How many people in the back office on this call have issues with model serial number capture from their technicians? Probably a lot, right? We're on a virtual webinar. I can see a few hands, but not really hardly any. But you know what I mean? That's a big problem. And so XOI just says, take a picture of a data plate, and we're going to go ahead and capture that asset information and bring it into XOI. Again, doesn't just have to be Daikin, Goodman, and Amana equipment, everybody. XOI is meant to be used on every job, all jobs. You have specific workflows your techs can choose that are the certified Daikin, Goodman, and Amana workflows when they're on those particular jobs. Again, we're going to go all through that. Two more things I want to hit on about XOI and what we do. It's very important everybody on this call understands how we distribute XOI jobs or how we communicate them. Remember, we're a communication tool, right? We communicate our jobs through hyperlinks, everybody. Hyperlinks. If you don't know what a hyperlink is, it is 2024, almost 2025, if you can believe it. Hyperlinks are everywhere. They're clickable web addresses. So think about when somebody sends you a YouTube link. What are they doing? They click a share button and they send you a YouTube link, right? And what do you do when you receive it? You click on a hyperlink and it opens up the YouTube link. It's not like you're having to download a video file. They're not sending you the MP4 file of the video. They're sending you a hyperlink that has the video. That is the same concept, everybody, with XOI. Our mobile application allows you to go through these workflows, capture as many photos and videos, and answer as many critical job site data questions as you're going through these workflows. But you can capture as many photos and videos as you want. I've seen people take 4-hour videos in our app. I don't recommend that, but I've seen it. You click a button in the application, spins up the hyperlink, and you can send it to whoever you need. You can text message it. You can copy and paste it onto an invoice or maybe an estimate. Very, very easy to communicate a lot of information in our app with a click of a button, right? So we see higher ticket closures because these technicians can send the job to the decision maker. Maybe the decision makers across the country. Maybe it's a property management company. Maybe it's a rental property. Maybe it's an insurance company. So if the decision maker is not there, send them the hyperlink. Let me get a decision before I leave here today. One-leggers. It helps a lot with one-leggers. How many of you have husband or wives that say, you know what, leave the quote behind. I want to discuss it with my husband or wife when they get home later. Well, with XOI, what's your cell phone number? What's your email? I can send you the hyperlink. You guys can review the hyperlink of my job and my workflow when you get home. So now I'm not having to play a game of telephone. What did the technician tell me that I now need to go explain to my wife? There's something about this capacitor. It's like a flux capacitor or something. I don't know. It's hard to play the game of telephone with people that aren't technical people. So when you send them the hyperlink, you're controlling the message. We see higher ticket closures there. So everybody, that is what XOI is. We're an enhanced job communication platform through workflows. We enhance the technician experience through things like OCR, data plate capture, AI work summaries. 80 to 90% of a work summary can now be captured by clicking a button in XOI. Your technicians don't have to write everything out, and it's a very professional work summary. Again, something we're going to go through. So before we get started, any questions on anything I just covered as far as what XOI is, and now we're going to dive into the training, but I'm going to pause real quick. Any questions I can help with? Simply unmute yourself, or you can put it into the chat, the Q&A box. Right. I don't see any questions coming in. That's good. That's great. All right, everybody. So let's go ahead. I'm going to share my screen. We're going to dive into the mobile app training. Remember, open up your mobile app. Let's follow along with me as we go through this. Okay. We're going to do a training test job. We're going to go pretty quickly through it just to show you how easy it is to do a job. It's not hard. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Just what you guys were seeing a second ago. And so what you're seeing on my screen right here is you're seeing both applications. You're seeing the desktop app. You're seeing the mobile app. Remember, mobile app is more for your technicians. Desktop app is more for your back office, your administrators of the platform, right? So to access the mobile application, you simply download this app right here. It's this white square with a blue X. Your technicians or field personnel, if you're going to capture jobs, they need to have this on either their cell phones or their iPads. You can have it on multiple devices, by the way. It's like a social media app. You can be logged in on multiple devices if you need to be. Most technicians like to just use their cell phone because it's easier, it's smaller, more mobile for tight spaces. On the right side here, for desktop users, especially, I know that we have a few administrators on the call here. If you're just setting up your organization, you're really going to want to set it up on the desktop side. But go to visionweb.xoi.io. I'm going to type it out here. visionweb.xoi.io. Highly recommend everybody on this call bookmark that right now if you're able to. Go into your web browser, type in visionweb.xoi.io like you're seeing on my screen, bookmark it, save it. There is a little bookmark button whenever here, I'll do this. There's this little star right here that you can save those. It'll bring you to this sign-in page here, just like you're seeing on my screen. And everybody on this call, you should have your username and password. Everybody should have been issued their username and password when you purchase the program. It's automated from the system. If you don't, please reach out to our support team. You can reach out to our support team by going to help and support. It's support@xoi.io. But everybody should have a username and password to go ahead and log in. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll put in mine here. Again, we're going to do the desktop side a little bit, but I'm just going to go ahead and sign in. I put in my username, my password, and now I'm logged in. I'm in my XOI organization on the desktop side. But let's go ahead and we're going to revisit the desktop side in a little bit. Let's start on the mobile app. So your username and password is the same for both applications, everybody. Same username and password for the mobile side as it is for the desktop side. So I am going to open up let me sign out so everybody can see what the sign-in page looks like on the mobile app. So when you open up our mobile app, this is what you should be seeing. And so from here, go ahead and type in your username or your email address that was issued. Go ahead and type in your password. Most of you should have already done this by now, but again, just going through the foundations of just logging in. And now, once you first log in, everybody, you're going to need to permanently set your password. You're going to need to accept the terms and conditions, and everyone should see a screen that looks just like mine, should be defaulted to the My Work tab. So I have an incomplete job that I was doing last week for our training. So this one, for our training, we're going to go through a training workflow, everybody. So as a technician, this is going to be the experience that you need to do in a non-integrated environment for XOI and how you go through workflows. So let's go ahead. You tap the big Create New Job button. I'm either going to do this probably before I leave the shop or leave my house before I even get to the customer. Maybe I'm doing it in the truck before I get out of my truck. But I'm going to go ahead and put in my work order number. So I'll go ahead and type in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Customer, I'm going to put in Michael Myers. It's a Halloween theme, everybody. Let's have a little fun here. And then for location, I'm going to put in the address. So I'm going to put in 123 Halloween Drive. There we go. Now you can put in a city, state, and all that stuff if you want to. Just kind of showing you. So there's 3 fields you have to populate for the job information. You have to put in the work order number. I do recommend that matches what your point of sale system is or your CRM database, customer, and address, right? So everything with a gold star is required information. You can't move forward without populating those fields. You guys are going to see the gold stars also pop up in workflows in a second as well. There's required information in workflows. So these gold stars equals required information. Hit create on the upper right. All right, everybody should have their test job ready to roll. Mine's Michael Myers for 123 Halloween Drive. You'll see right up top, obviously, here's our job information. If you need to edit anything, there's a little pencil icon. Anytime you see a pencil icon in XOI, it means edit. You can edit it. This button right here is if I need to add users to my job. So let's say I'm doing an install and maybe I need to do a workflow for the outside unit, but my apprentice or somebody that's going to be working, my partner is going to be doing the inside unit. I'll be working outside, they'll be doing inside. I hit my share to contributors and I can say, hey, Zach, come on. I'm going to invite you to my XOI job. So they can either scan my iPad or my cell phone here and they will automatically be added if they have a username and password, or I can tap my share to contributor link and I can text message it to them. This is how you add additional users to an XOI job. You can have multiple people on an XOI job doing workflows. It's all just one job. So that's what that share to contributors button does. We scroll down here, everybody. This is the area I really want to call your attention to. It's workflows, right? So add a job-specific workflow to capture work details. Add a job-specific workflow to capture work details. So as a technician, I'm going to need to understand, am I on a maintenance call? Am I on a service call? Am I on an install? Because you'll see here in a second, it's going to prompt you you're going to have to answer some questions and it will determine what workflow to put you in. For this one, let's go ahead. It says, let's select the Getting Started workflow to learn XOI. Well, let's tap on Add Workflow, everybody. And when you tap on Add Workflow, this is our Select Workflow screen. You can see these workflows are really just prompts because it's going to prompt you into the actual workflow. So if I'm sitting here and I'm gonna go service a carrier unit or something like that, or install something that's not Daikin, Goodman, Amana. Guess what? It's this one right up top. I am not on a Daikin, Goodman, Amana call. That's totally fine. We just need to put you in the right workflow. That's what this is saying. Now, anything under the Daikin Comfort North America, these are going to be the Daikin workflows. So I'm installing a Daikin Goodman product. I'm installing a Daikin product. I'm installing an Amana product. What these are doing is just a statement that's going to launch you into the correct workflow. So let's scroll down, everybody, if you're following along, and you should see a section that says XOI Library. Everybody on this call should see the same thing. And that last bottom, at the very, very bottom, it says, I'm new to XOI. Go ahead and tap on that. All right. So we are now into kind of what we call a starter workflow. This is what is called a conditional workflow. It branches you off into the actual workflow you need to do. So would you like to complete a training workflow is what this is asking me, right? you can see these are required steps. See the little yellow star, just like when we created the job. And it actually, I can't complete my workflow because I have a requirement I need to do. So everyone should be seeing the same exact thing. You even see these instructions down here if I need to tap on instructions. If yes, a getting started with XOI workflows workflow will be added to your XOI job. If no, go back to the select workflow page and select your workflow probably. That looks like the typo, but that's the instructions. So would you like to complete a training workflow, everybody? What are we going to tap? We're going to tap yes. So when you tap yes, everybody should be seeing what you see here on my job, right? So it says getting started with XOI workflows, DGA workflow will be added to this job. So when you answer a question in XOI, especially these first workflow, these prompt workflows is what we kind of call them. I'm working on I'm installing a Goodman product. I'm installing a Daikin product. It's just launching you into the workflow you need to do. So when I tap add workflow, it's going to automatically add this getting started workflow to my job. It doesn't automatically launch you into that workflow. It's just going to add it to my job. The way that you launch directly into the workflow is if I want to keep your eyes down here on the bottom right of the screen. The eyes down, you're going to see a begin button that pops up. So let's go through that experience. Tap add workflow. Again, keep your eyes down here to tap begin. I'm going to tap add workflow. There it is. Tap it. It launches me right into the workflow I need to do. This is the experience, everybody, that your technicians will be doing when they're doing the Daikin workflows, when they're doing non-Daikin workflows, just service maintenance calls. That first one is going to launch them into the right workflow. That's the concept I need you to understand. For this one, we're just doing a training one. We're doing I'm new to XOI. There's my parent workflow right there. So that one question we answered, now I am in my workflow that I can go through and start answering my normal questions, everybody. So you can see it says finish workflows grayed out. I can't tap on it because I have requirements remaining. There are 5 requirements that are remaining. So let's go down to the steps of this workflow. So this here, you can see I've got these gold stars. That means it's required. Well, what's required? So if you see the step name, it says provide a data plate image and tap show all instructions for more help. The beauty about XOI workflows are these instructions. These instructions, these are great, especially on the Daikin workflows. They have detailed instructions on properly installing Goodman products, Amana products, Daikin products. These are more than just a digital checklist, everybody. They're instructional workflows. And so right underneath the step name, it says a photo or video is required. So I just have to add a photo or video, everybody, to this step, and I satisfy that requirement. So it says provide a data plate image. So that's the OCR technology I talked about. So if you hit the little plus sign right here, you can see all the different options I have available to me. I can take a photo in the app, record a video in the app. I can upload any photos or videos that I've already taken in my device's gallery. I can add a note to this step. Maybe there's not a data plate there. Maybe it was just ripped off. And if the address matches previous equipment that has been captured, but last option, no equipment recognized that location. If this 123 Halloween Drive, if we had a Daikin that we captured last week, it would show right there. So then I don't have to recapture it. I don't have to continually capturing the same data plate. You can just add it to the job. It's very simple. So if you have a data plate, everybody, go ahead and add a data plate. Or if you have one in your office, take a photo of the data plate and let's watch the OCR technology do some work. So let's do upload photos from gallery. This is what I'm going to do because I actually have everything within my XOI folder. So I'm going to come into here and I'm going to choose my Daikin data plate that I have that I captured. I'm going to click add and there we go. Now you can see I got that little green circle. That green circle means that requirement, photo or video, has been fulfilled, right? So now I've got, let's see, 4 requirements remaining until I can finish my workflow. You can see under the data plate section right here, it's in progress. That means it is starting, it's scanning. As a technician, I can just move on. So everybody move on to the next step. Add a note. It's a required step. It's saying a note is required. And this globe icon is very, very important. So let's hit our instructions and let's read about the globe icon. It says tap the plus sign and choose add a note. Leave us a note about anything. You can add a note to any workflow step to share extra information that's needed. You can add a note to any workflow step, everybody. These little plus signs allow you to take visuals, add notes. It's very flexible within a workflow step. Workflow steps that have a globe icon, whoops, are customer facing. That must have been the OCR coming back. There it is. See, there's my data plate. So let's scroll back down here. Let's get back to the note step. So the globe icon are customer facing steps. Well, what does that mean, everybody? Remember at the beginning when I mentioned XOI jobs are communicated through hyperlinks, just like a YouTube link? Well, that hyperlink, there's two hyperlinks for every XOI job. There's an internal hyperlink, which shows you every single step of a workflow, even the questions maybe that you're asking technicians that's you don't want customers to see. That's an internal hyperlink. It's meant for your internal teams. The second one is a customer-facing hyperlink, or what we call the public share link. That will only show the steps of a workflow, everybody, that have the globe icon. So if I add a photo or video or any information to this step, add a note, the public share link, the customer link, will be able to see it. They won't be able to see the data plate step because there's no customer link there. So very important as technicians and users, you understand if you're adding content, if you're answering questions, adding a note to globe steps, the customer can see those for the public share links that they will receive after the job. Anything without a globe, it's just internal. That will be on the internal hyperlink. So that's very important you all understand. Let's go ahead and hit our plus sign and let's go down to add a note, tap add note. And now let's go ahead and put in some information. Type in anything here, everybody. E1 error code is scary. I'm going to add emoji too. Yes, you can add emoji on these notes, everybody. The young kids these days, they love using XOI because you can add emojis. Customers actually really like them too. I click save, and now you can see my note requirement is fulfilled. So again, I'm keeping on with the Halloween theme. Scary. As we keep going down here, let's keep going through our training workflow, everybody. Follow along. We're on the third step of this workflow. This one is record a video. So it's a required step. It is saying that a photo or video is required and that this is what? Customer facing, because there's a globe icon. So let's hit the instructions and see what the instructions are saying. Tap the plus sign and select record a video. Share how your day is going so far. Videos can show equipment damage, explain the work performed, and help cover your technician's tail. And so videos, everybody, I know your technicians today might take photos maybe in a different platform or something like that. End customers love videos. We even see average higher tickets, average ticket closures increasing for the users that do videos. Customers love videos. What are they looking at all day? Customers are looking at TikTok, they're looking at Instagram, they're looking at Facebook, and what are they watching? They're watching videos, everybody. Customers love videos. Now your techs, you might have to get used to it. We're not asking them to be an influencer here, everybody. We're asking them to record a 10 to 20 second video of maybe existing damage or work performed or something like that. But it helps with ticket closures and communicating the job. I'm going to hit my little plus sign right here. I'm going to choose record video, follow along, tap record video. If you're sitting next to somebody, go ahead and film a goofy video of them or something. Whatever you want to do, hit that red record button and go ahead and record. So this is the video. It just opened up my native camera. I can zoom in here. Maybe I'm looking at a dirty evaporator coil. Mr. and Mrs. Customer, I highly recommend you get this replaced here or at least cleaned through our IAQ products. This is probably leading to the allergies that you mentioned when we first arrived. I hit stop. I tap use video on the bottom right. And now I've added my video. So there it goes. I've finished that requirement. So very easy, everybody. This is what I mean by it's very simple to capture visual information in an XOI job. Very, very simple. My video has now been added. Now, if anybody's asking about the photos and the notes and the videos, most people will ask, where did it go? I added my video, but what if I took a bad video and I needed to delete it, or I just want to view the content that I've already taken? Scroll up, everybody. Scroll up, and you'll see this content button right here. Tap on that. And now you will see your workflow, and you'll see everything you've added to the workflow, including notes. You can edit anything here. You can hit the little select button. You can even share certain content if you want to. Maybe I just want to send this video with my quote over to this customer, but I don't want to send the whole job. I tap my share button. There's my hyperlink, everybody, just like a YouTube link. I can text message it. I can email it. I can copy and paste it, whatever the case may be. But that video now is shared through essentially like a YouTube link with the customer or whoever I want to send it to. So really easy way to view your content in your workflow, everybody, but also manage it too, is that content button right there. Let's scroll back down and let's finish our workflow. So this next one is on a scale of 1 to 5. How confident do you feel using XOI, everybody? Hit our instructions. All right, there we go. And you can even answer the question. And then this says to tap the plus sign and add a note to share why you selected your response. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say very confident. You guys might be around a 3, a 4, if this is your first time using XOI. But now that I've chosen that, the instructions are telling me to hit the plus sign and add a note. So I'm going to tap add note. And now I'm going to say, I use XOI every day. That's why I'm very comfortable. Go ahead and actually go through this, everybody. Click save. I want you to understand where the buttons are, how they work, what they're doing. So let's go to our last button here, workflow step. Are you ready to finish the workflow? Let's hit the drop down here. The drop down is just going to explain the gold stars, that the gold stars are required steps. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tap yes. If you want to add any additional information, you could hit the plus sign. You can take photos, record videos. Disregard the AI work summary, everybody, for now. That summary would probably spit out something very strange because of the fact that this is a training workflow, not a real workflow. I will show you the AI summary in a second. So let's scroll all the way back up. And if you've gone through all of those steps, you should see the blue finish workflow button right here. Tap that button. And now we're back to our job screen where you can see both of our workflows. The one we started with, I'm new to XOI, and then the training workflow that we just did. Now, if I need to go ahead and I need to spin up that hyperlink, there's the share button. Remember, you click a button, spin up the hyperlink. There's 2 hyperlinks, everybody. Remember the ones I talked about. Internal is going to be the all steps. I need to show them all steps. I'm going to send this to my manager. I'm going to send it to a fellow technician. Or public content is going to be the customer-facing hyperlink. When you click on that, everybody, it's going to spin up the hyperlink and you can send it off. Now, this is just going to share that workflow that you're sharing. So let's scroll back up and go ahead and tap on. Let's finish the whole job. Let's say we've now done all of our job. We've done the workflows we need to do. I'm going to tap complete job and then go ahead and tap complete for Mr. Michael Myers. And now you'll see your test job or our training job is now under completed jobs section. There's the share icon right there. I can tap that share icon and choose whichever one I want to go ahead and share. So if you want to see what the job looks like, let's go ahead and I'll choose the entire job so we can just see the full job and what this looks like when you actually do an XOI job. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to message this to myself. Feel free to share this, by the way. Your test job you just did, go ahead and share it with somebody. You can share it with yourself like I'm doing. I'm sending this to myself. I'm going to click send. I'm going to go pop into my messages. There it is. You can see I've sent a few XOI share links before. Again, it's just like a YouTube link, everybody. That one down on the bottom is the one I just sent myself. Again, I recommend hit that share button, send it to somebody. Try the public one, try the customer link, right? So this is what it looks like. So it's going to be on your branded letterhead. So it's in a digitally branded letterhead. I can view this on desktop. I can view this on mobile like we are right now. And as a customer, I simply hit the arrows to go ahead and expand my workflows. There they are. Look, there's the model serial number pulled off. Again, this was the entire job share link. So I'm seeing all workflow steps, everybody. If you're just looking at the customer link, you're only going to see the globe steps, right? I think it was just the add a note and the record a video. You're only going to see those steps. But this is how simple it is to capture job information, as many photos, videos, answer as many questions as you need, even with emojis, and you can simply spin up that hyperlink and send it off to a customer, all on your organization's digitally branded letterhead. We're on a Daikin Goodman Amana branded letterhead here. If you're not seeing your logo, I get this question a lot. I'm not seeing my logo in the upper left. You need to send us your logo. So send us the PNG or the JPEG file for your logo. We'll get it added to your XOI org. Please email that to daikinexperience@xoi.io, and we will get your logo added to your share page for your customers. So everybody, that is how you go through a workflow, which we just did. We completed our first XOI job. Congratulations. And we went ahead and we shared it, or how you grab the XOI job through the hyperlink. You can copy and paste it. You can text message it. You can email it, whatever you need to do. Very simple way to capture job information and share it. I'm going to pause for a second because that was a fairly lot. That was a lot of information, right? You just went through your XOI information, XOI workflows and jobs, and any questions I can help with before we finish the mobile training and go into the desktop side. Any questions I can help with? You feel free to put your questions into the Q&A box or simply unmute yourself. I will put in the chat, send your organization logo to email above, so everybody understands that. No questions at all. Is everybody ready for Halloween? I know I am. All right. Good deal. So no questions. All right. So let's just review what we just covered, everybody. We covered how you create a job, how you go through a workflow, the required steps, how you capture visual information, things like that, right? And then we also covered how you share the job, how you can share it with somebody. Well, I showed you the OCR technology, how you take the data plate image, you saw that equipment section pop up. That's the one section I want to cover next to round out the mobile side. So let's click into, all right, I'm sharing my phone again. So let's go ahead. I had this incomplete job here for a reason. So when I click into here, I want to show you really quickly a generic kind of service call. So here is a workflow for Daikin, Goodman, and Mana for a regular maintenance call, service maintenance call. So this is the same workflow you guys would be doing. And as I scroll down, you can see that I have this equipment that's right here. Now, yes, I broke the rules, right? I'm doing a Daikin, Goodman, and Mana workflow, and I added a train data plate. It's just for training purposes. I should be doing a Daikin, Goodman, and Mana data plate for this workflow, yes. But just to show you the OCR technology, when we captured that image of the data plate in our workflows, in our first one, it brought back the make, the model, and the serial number just off an image, everybody, right? And so what I want to show you is the insights that we can pull from that model serial number. We don't just extract the equipment information. You can actually click on this insights available. Go ahead and click on the one for your data plate that you added. Go ahead and click on it if you see that insights available message. There is this, we call this page our journeyman equipment alerts. Here's our data plate information. Here is our equipment insights telling us that this is an end of life opportunity because it's 10 years or older. It would even tell me the date of the last service of that serial number. It will tell me the equipment type. Down on the bottom, it'll even show me service history by the serial number I'm working on, by the model number I'm working on. So I can click into these and I can view technicians within my organization that has worked on this same serial number or this same model number. It's democratizing equipment knowledge within your organization. Any service bulletins direct from Daikin, Goodman, Amana, or any other manufacturer. This is a train example. Service bulletins. So if there's an active recall that's coming from the manufacturer, we can pull those in here and you can click on them and view the service bulletins. We even have PDF resources. PDF resources are service manuals, install and operation manuals. They're wiring diagrams. I can simply come in here and click on these, and it's going to open up that PDF resource for me for this particular piece of equipment. So I can even search the diagram. If I click up here and I search a keyword, maybe I want to search refrigerant, it'll launch me directly to that page. So this is all time-saving features for your technician. This is a huge feature, everybody. What are your technicians doing every day today? They're probably out on Google or YouTube trying to find manuals, trying to find wiring diagrams, right? Well, XOI just surfaced all of this information to me based off of OCR data plate capture, off a picture. I just took a picture. I got all this information off a picture to help me service this customer better and quicker. So very important you guys understand this equipment section here when we don't just take the picture of the data plate, we also surface the information for that piece of equipment if we have it through our equipment alerts. And it's this button right here that says insights available. Now, that's a big time savings tool, but let me scroll all the way down, everybody, and let me show you the AI work summary, because this is more of an actual this is an actual service call workflow, a maintenance call workflow. And so I've already gone through and I've captured my workflow. I've added my photos and videos. I've answered my yes, no questions, my multiple choice questions. Watch what happens at the bottom when I click this auto generate button. This is why if you did this on your training workflow, you probably got a really weird response because it's actually using the workflow data to generate this. Today, I arrived on site to address the customer's concerns regarding their HVAC unit. The unit was operational upon arrival. The unit is currently under warranty. It's listing out everything in my workflow as a summary for me, right? And I can edit any of this, by the way, but this saves on average 4+ hours a week per technician. 4+ hours a week per technician. How much is that? How much is that costing? Is that time, money savings, right? Hundreds of dollars probably. So I can simply hit my little share button right here after I'm done editing it and approving it, and I can go ahead and copy and paste this or put it into my CRM database, my field service management platform. I can send it to the back office. Everybody in the back office knows summaries are kind of a pain point because technicians don't like writing them. You have technicians that write novels, then you have technicians that don't write anything. And so this is consistency, and it's also very, very good for the customer experience. So, and it saves your technicians a click of a button, saves them 4+ hours a week. So I'm going to cancel out of that, but that's our AI work summaries, everybody. You can use that on any of these workflows that you have available within your XOI Daikin package. Any questions on the equipment I showed you, the equipment alerts, and the AI summaries? I don't see any came in. We did get a logo question. What dimensions should our logo be? That's a good question. I don't know, Stephen. To be honest, what I've seen a lot of dealers do is they'll actually get their logo. I've seen a really small one and I've seen a really big one, and they all just seem to conform. Whatever logo is probably on your website, Stephen, I've seen a lot of dealers just grab it off their website. That's worked. So whatever you have there, try that. But I don't know the actual dimensions on what it needs to be. I can figure that out though for you. I can actually, let me take a note. But honestly, if you just have the logo you use on your website, send that over to us and we can get it added. All right. No other questions. All right. So that was obviously the equipment alerts and the AI work summaries. And so lastly, everybody, I want to just show you down here on the mobile app, this is our activity button. And so when you click on activity, this is how you search XOI. So we've gone through so far how you complete an XOI job in a workflow, how you share it, and now what else do you need to know? You need to know how to search for it, right? So as technicians start doing jobs, I need to know how to search. It's the job activity button right down here. It's the little magnifying glass. You come up into the search bar and you can come and search any job information. So I can search Michael Myers. Let's do that because I know that there he is right there. And so now I can go ahead and it will automatically filter the jobs for just Michael Myers. So I can see all of this customer's jobs. Also, what I can do is I can come in here. I can even put in something like a model number. There we go. There's a Daikin model number. So now it's going to filter all the jobs by a model number that I'm sitting in front of, or a actual serial number. So all these jobs are that model number that I went through. You can see I've done a couple trainings on these. So very easy way to search. I can search work order number, everybody. I can search address, Halloween drive if I want to. But the cool thing is I can even search equipment information like I've just showed you, model and serial, and it's going to populate. And by the way, there's those little share buttons. I can grab any of these and share it. I can view all of these from other technicians that have done these jobs. So really, really cool way to be able to search for the jobs and share them. All right. If you have an integration, we have a question that came in about integrations. I mentioned at the beginning that we will not be covering any integrations on this call. This is an exclusive XOI Daikin program training. If you have questions about integrations, we do integrate with a lot of platforms. Please reach out to daikinexperience@xoi.io. It's also in the chat. All right, so everybody, that's essentially the mobile application. If you click on settings, the thing here I want to call out is the help and support button. This is, if you ever click on this, this is how you can reach our support team. They respond in under 3 minutes. So if you have any issues with XOI, I keep getting this error message. For some reason, I can't upload videos. You shouldn't be having those, but if you are, maybe you're on an old device, maybe you're on an old version of the app, you can reach out to our support team and we can drill down exactly what's going on quickly and get you up and running so you're using our app. Down on the bottom, we have our update application. Make sure, everybody, that you have automatic updates turned on for your XOI application on your device. If you don't have it automatic updates turned on, you can get stuck on an old version of the app and it can impact the performance. You can always come in here and click the update app button and it will update. But if you just have automatic updates turned on your device, XOI will always be updated. So really make sure that you understand how that functions. All right, everybody. Any last minute questions on the XOI mobile app? What we covered? Let's review. We recovered one, just downloading and logging into the XOI app. We did our training workflow or our training job. We created a brand new job. We shared it, right? We clicked the share button and spun up the hyperlink. I showed you the OCR, the data plate functionality with the equipment alerts, the wiring diagrams, the service history that comes back. We reviewed AI work summaries, saving a ton of time through XOI workflows and saving you through writing those work summaries. And then what we just covered here was how you search XOI for the job activity or this little magnifying glass. Any questions on any of that stuff that we just covered? Right, no questions. Good deal. If you were following along, I highly, highly recommend, or I hope you were following along. Again, sharing your test job with somebody or sharing it with yourself can really help you get a feel for the buttons. And if you're experiencing any issues or anything like that. But essentially, you're up and running on XOI. If you've logged in, you now done a completed job, you're ready to roll. Your team can go ahead. You can train your team on it. You can show them how to use it, get them updated, get them out there. You can also have them join this weekly Wednesday webinar if you ever want to include your technicians. We have a lot of locations that do that. But the next piece here I want to cover, just rounding out the next couple minutes here, is just the desktop side, everybody. This is not hard to use. Desktop side is very, very simple. As you can see on my screen here, I am in the desktop side of XOI. If you go to visionweb.xoi.io, type in your username and password, you log in, you'll see a screen that looks just like mine. Everybody, if you completed your jobs on the mobile side, you should see your completed job right here in the completed jobs section. I'm going to do a quick refresh. You'll see my new job just came in, my test job that we did, the training job. There it is. So my Michael Myers job has come in to what we call job activity. Right. So this tab up top, you guys are also probably seeing a dashboards tab. Dashboards is going to be for your reporting. You can report on your equipment. You can report on your jobs. Who's doing jobs? What workflows are they doing? What assets are we seeing the most? That's going to be in your dashboards tab. I'm not showing the dashboards tab right now. I'm in a training organization, but dashboards are really beneficial as you start getting a nice database of jobs into XOI. But job activity, as a back office person, you will 100% want to come in here, especially as your team starts using XOI, because this is how you're going to be able to see the jobs. This is kind of like a job feed. As you can see, the one I just completed, it comes right up to the top. And so the most recent jobs are going to be up top, and then it will just go in date and time order. These are all my past jobs. So I can come and click into any of these jobs. I can edit them if I need to, change anything around. The big thing I want to show you is up in the top right corner here. You can edit the jobs, you can delete them, but this is the button right here, everybody, that's going to allow you to generate those hyperlinks. So if you remember on the mobile side, we had that share button we clicked on that you can choose the entire job share link or just the customer link. The same button, well, similar button, it's this arrow on the desktop side will generate those as well. So you can click on it. It's going to automatically copy that link to your clipboard. Let's go and I'm going to paste this into an email or I'm going to text message it. There's my hyperlink. And there's my job on the desktop side with that logo. And I can simply view that full XOI job. So very easy, but this is very, very important you understand. This button generates the link to send that XOI job. Here's the link as well that you can look at too. So all of this can be found under completed jobs, under your job activity tab. Your incomplete jobs are going to be exactly what it sounds like. These are your jobs that your technicians have started, but they haven't clicked complete yet for some reason, right? I still have this one in my incomplete jobs. So maybe they haven't satisfied all the step requirements or something like that, right? So, but this is job activity. You can obviously search everybody up here. You can hit this little drop down and have more options to filter down your jobs. I can search by customer. I can search by work order, anything to filter my job activity. Now, these two search bars up top, you'll notice these little black eyes on all these fields. Everybody, that's going to actually tell you what that field is. So if I'm going to look at these, what is tags? Well, I'm going to scroll over it. When supplied, it returns jobs that exactly matching the tags specified. So like a work order, right? A work order number is going to be exact match, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Whereas a search over here is going to be more of a fuzzy search, like a Google search or something like that. But again, these black eyes will tell you, anytime you see those black eyes in the XOI application, it's telling you what that field does. So very important you understand that. All right, so knowledge base is going to have a lot of Daikin City content in there, Daikin, Goodman, Amana, wiring diagrams, things like that. You can also add specific content to your knowledge base that's accessible within the mobile application. I'm not going to go too much into knowledge base today, but just know it's a library of a lot of equipment documentation, not just Daikin, Goodman, Amana. It's our universal database as well. But a lot of those wiring diagrams, service manuals, IOMs, install and operation manuals can all be housed and found in knowledge base. And you can add to the knowledge base if you don't see something. You can always hit this add content button and add to the knowledge base. And then guess what? In the mobile app, next time they scan that data plate, it will surface for them and it would be the content that you added to the knowledge base. All right, let's tap over to administration, everybody, because it's very important you understand how administration works, is particularly workflows. But if you're on the user tab here, you click on administration. We're obviously on users. I can click my add user button and I can go through and fill out my user information. And once I click save, it's going to create that user and that user will be messaged their username and password, just like you guys were. So the add user button right here is how you would add your users. If you need to delete a user, you can simply hit these little trash can buttons. If you need to reset a user, I can click into my user, this little pencil icon, scroll down, and there's this blue reset button. It just resends their username and password so they can log in. Groups is essentially a way to, and hold on one second. I think we got a question that came in. My completed job isn't showing on the desktop portal. Try to do a refresh. So if you click into, because mine was not showing either, but I did a quick refresh and then it showed up. So try to do a quick refresh and then you should see it on the desktop side. If you're still not seeing it, please let me know. That's a problem. We might have some problems in there. All right, so let's go over to administration again. Again, we just covered users. Groups are a way to segment your users, everybody. So think of groups as like your different departments. Let's say if you're a dealer, a lot of our dealers have multiple regions. You know, I'm located in Tampa, but I got a Miami and an Orlando branch. I would recommend adding those different regions into here as groups. So my Miami service team, my Miami sales team, my Tampa service team, my Tampa install team. If you don't have multiple regions, you're just in one location, you just segment it by your departments. So service, sales, install. The reason for groups, it's to essentially allow that if I'm a service technician, I only see my service workflows. If I'm a salesperson, I only see my sales workflows. Also, we have a lot of dealers that don't even put groups in. They just activate the workflows for everybody. So you don't have to do groups. It's just a way to segment, particularly for those dealers that are quite large. All right, now let's go into workflows. When you click into workflows, everybody, this is where you're going to see your library of workflows. And so you'll see that you have access to these 4 workflows right up top. Those are your 4 workflows that you can click into, these edit buttons, and you can edit them. You can change them around. These ones under the Daikin Comfort umbrella, or this little banner, these Amana, the warranty registration ones, Daikin Fits, Goodman side discharges. There's a lot of Daikin ones in here. You can't edit those. And so if you click on one of these, you'll see you can't edit any of them. They are locked down because those are provided by Daikin. That's the program you signed up on. And so the ones, if you want, I get a question, the most common question on these trainings is, well, how do I build my own workflows and customize my own? Well, these 4 right here, you can customize however you want. But just know that, remember, in the mobile app, this is the only workflow that's actually showing in the mobile app because it's going to launch the user into one of these workflows by the response. So the biggest takeaway here, I could run a whole webinar, everybody, on just how you edit workflows. It's a lot of configuration, but essentially you click the little pencil icon. So let's say I want to go in my maintenance call here. I can edit my name up top here. I can edit what user group it's assigned to. You know, this one's going to go to all users so everybody can see it. The big one, everyone, is I want to make sure you understand this right here. This workflow notification email. You can program your email address so every time my technicians do a maintenance call workflow or an install workflow or whichever one, the Daikin workflow, I get an automatic email that I can view the full share page and see everything that they did. So the workflow notification is very important. You have it programmed on the workflows your team is using. If you don't have one, you just won't have very much visibility into the job without actually logging into XOI. This is great because it's right in your inbox, especially for things like install workflows. If I just completed an install workflow, and I'm going to put my install manager's email in here. I would do installmanager@gmail.com. And then I'd click add content if this was an install workflow. So now my install manager can QA QC instantly when that technician completes an install workflow. So very important you understand these notification contexts. It's also very important for things like warranty registration. So, you know, if you did a warranty workflow, put your person that's in charge of your warranties on that email. So they get all the information they need and they can just go to the warranty website. The technician is just completing the workflow. So as I scroll down here, you can see these are all the steps of the workflow, everybody. I can edit them by coming into this edit button here. I can delete them if I want to delete them. If I want to add a new step to my workflow, I simply tap add step here. If I want to change the order of my workflow, watch what I can do. I can grab a step and I can drag it. It's just simply a drag and drop. And then every time that you're editing these, you have to click save. If you hit the back arrow, nothing will be saved. So make sure you click the green save button on all of those workflow steps that you're editing. Again, the only editable workflows are these that are under your organization right here. That is part of the Daikin Goodman Amana program. You're limited to those 4 workflows to be able to customize and edit. But the big takeaway, everybody, is the notifications. Make sure you're putting a workflow notification on all your workflows. Particularly too, like let's come down to like, let me show you an example. Where's the warranty registration? There it is, residential warranty registration. If I click edit on this, now this is actually a Daikin provided workflow, everybody. This does not automatically register the warranty at the product warranty website. You still need to do that. but it captures all of the information that the user would need to then go to the product website to do it. So a technician can go through this workflow on the mobile app, and if you have your warranty contact, warranty@gmail.com, programmed on that warranty workflow, guess what? They automatically get the email. I don't have to go turn in my paperwork to the back office so they register the warranty. This would primarily be for your installers, obviously. It's a great way to communicate field information to the back office and streamline, especially that warranty registration process. If you're interested, also, we do have a warranty report that we can schedule to go to certain warranty contacts on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, and it's all in the exact format, just like this, that you need to then batch upload or put into the product warranty website. It's all about streamlining the warranty registration process. These Daikin workflows really, really help with that. Those registration warranty workflows. You see there's a commercial one down here as well. So that's workflows, everybody. Again, make sure you're programming those notifications. Please make sure that you have the ability to do that. And that you make sure that before you get your technicians involved and you get them up and running, make sure that they are you have email notifications programmed. It's just going to streamline a lot of communication from the field to the back office. And if you have any questions at all on any of that stuff or configuring a workflow, email daikinexperience@xoi.io. We do have customer success managers that can even set up a 30-minute one-on-one call with you to walk you through the details of a workflow. All right. Any questions, anybody, on anything we just covered on the desktop side? We covered job activity. I covered a little bit of the dashboards and reporting, the knowledge base administration with the users and the groups and the workflows. Any questions I can help answer before we go ahead and finish the call here? Again, you can put, we got a couple questions in the Q&A, but you can also simply unmute yourself as well. So hold on one second. All right. If we have two departments whose workflows don't overlap, can we get more than those 4 editable workflows added? That's a good question. That's the number one question I always receive. The program you are subscribed to with XOI Daikin, you are limited to 4 customizable workflows. Now, let me just clarify that, because if you are in need of more, I recommend first getting your first initial users using XOI. Get a couple jobs under your belt. Make sure it's working the way you want it to work. I would say 5 to 10 jobs. You know, you're sharing with customers, you're getting their feedback. You say, okay, I got a good grasp on how this works now operationally. That's going to be a hard, change management is hard. Do that first. And once we see you've got 5 to 10 jobs under your belt, reach out to us, daikinexperience@xoi.io, and we can maybe work with potentially adding some additional workflows into your org. Just know that is outside of the program specifications, and that is something that's not offered in the program. But when we get substantial amount of usage and data plates captured and you're feeding the database, we can help you out. We can talk about that. Just email daikinexperience@xoi.io. I do usually recommend starting with like one department, either probably service or install. Some folks like to start with install, especially if they have an install problem or a service problem. But I recommend starting with a couple users, the ones you know that are going to adopt it real well, and then use them as champions to bring on the rest of the team. And again, feel free to bring them onto this webinar. You know, I think most of the folks on today are administrators, but we have a lot of technicians that join this Wednesday webinar. This is hosted every Wednesday. And so please make sure that you know, if you need to get additional training, you can always view the recordings, but also you can join the live webinar that we do as well. And don't forget that Program Center website that I mentioned at the very beginning of the call, xoi.io/Daikin Program Center. I highly recommend you bookmark that, because that's going to have a lot of your checklist items, like send us your logo and stuff like that. Complete your first job. It kind of has these milestones you need to go through to ensure an easy onboarding. Any other questions? don't see any questions coming in through the Q&A. We are over the 60 minutes, everybody. I knew we'd go over a little bit. But again, thank you so much. We covered a lot of information. We focused on the mobile side. We went on the desktop side and show you kind of the job activity and the admin side. But if you have any questions at all as you're getting started on the XOI Daikin program, let us know. We have a lot of success stories for Daikin dealers that have used this, that their install callbacks have drastically decreased. Their time efficiency on jobs has drastically been saved. We've seen average ticket closures go up using XOI. So please feel free to reach out. Daikin Experience at xoi.io if you have any questions on the program or how we can help you. If you have any issues using the application, like technical issues, I'm getting an error message, that's going to go to our support team, support@xoi.io. Anyway, thank you all so much. Hope everybody has a happy Halloween, and y'all stay safe out there. See ya.